Hey buds, welcome back to Metabuds and welcome back to another reaction of Bungo Stray Dogs, episode 6 and 7. Don't. Don't. The last episode we learned a little bit more about the detective, Poinio, and that I don't hate him as much. Is he still last on my roster of my tier list of characters? I think so, but at least it's not as far down as I thought it was. He could definitely move up depending on how much I do or do not like the other characters. I guess he wouldn't be in last, it'd be the sibling thing, which also now I know is not a sibling thing, but it's still interesting. But anyway, this is episode 6.
What is
the ideal?
The question seems to beget more questions. Is it merely a concept? A lofty notion? Or the goal of all life itself? If you were to ask me, however, the answer is quite simple. The words rest on the front of my notebook, encasing its meaning. The ideal. Everything about me is written here. My day-to-day schedule, my long-term goals.
Okay.
My future is forever bound to this notebook.
Is there... Please don't play that music here. Is there a specific reason? Do you have to follow this agenda? Or is it, I don't know, optional? Perhaps? Actually, well, it could be the reason why you are very talented. You are a little weird and, caked up, but we gotta talk about it every episode at this point.
I've arrived a whole 10 seconds early. My name is Dopo Kunikida.
Dopo.
I'm an idealist at heart, and a pragmatist in pursuit of those ideals. It's time. Good morning, everyone.
Please help us, Mr. Kunikida!
What is it this time?
Standing in front of the door is a whole different level of what I would just say OCD, I think. I'm not super familiar with them, but that's just what it classifies to me as. Because I like to be on time. And by on time for me, it's like I like to be 10-15 minutes early. Because if I'm not 10-15 minutes early, I get anxiety. Because I get anxiety if I'm on time, if I'm there when I'm supposed to be there, or anytime afterwards, of course. And for some reason, I don't know where this started with, but I need to be early. For some reason, it just makes me feel significantly better. And again, even if it's like a movie, I'm going to get stressed. It bothers the hell out of me. And I do not know how to fix it, but maybe I just gotta start being late to everything, but I can't. I feel like it's disrespectful.
So what? Were you on a date?
Of course not. Courting will only be done with a specified woman, followed by marriage within 6 years' time as is dictated here.
6 years' time is fucking crazy. I guess none of mine lasted that long anyway, so I guess maybe I'm not the judge regardless. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I need my own little notebook. But I want to know exactly what's written in that bitch. But he also writes in that all the time. Anytime Dazai, never mind, is saying any kind of nonsense, he's writing it down. But I wonder if he writes down everybody else's stuff that they say too, or if it's mainly he really trusts Dazai, Because it is weird because they are very incompatible technically, but sometimes that's just what it takes to unlock a new portion of your brain that you don't really think things through, or it takes a very analytical person like him to team up with a creative psychotic type to kind of keep things a little bit more entertaining for your brain to process, because if he was with someone that was exactly like him, it would be a very similar day-to-day structure for the rest of his life, which could be what he wants to, but I'm just saying sometimes there's a benefit to having a kind of a chaotic partnership.
Guzo.
Gucci.
I'm a spy. For the right price,
I'm a spy.
I can dig up dirt on anything.
So, did you figure out who's behind the anonymous tip?
Also, do you sit in all those chairs, or do you have a team? Or if do you just leave some stuff open, like a tab, but it's a very expensive tab that you have a whole PC just to leave a tab open? Or do you have a team?
Just talked to him over the phone. Thought you took the time to meet him face to face.
It's fair.
His father's deceased, isn't he? Are you trying to fill that role for him?
We came here so that Atsushi could formally meet our informant. That's all there is to it. Nothing
Okay.
more.
Then I won't press the matter.
I'm trying to figure out exactly, so we're training Atsushi right now, right? So, do we think he's going to have his own partner at some point? Or is he like going to replace somebody? Is he like going to be doing his own stuff at some point? Like I feel like will he be able to be his own person at some point, or is it going to be like a big training show, or like will it be a thing like Ruby where like we are teaching him, but at some point something else will happen and he's gonna have to use these skills on his own, like without the squad available.
It's really creepy in here, isn't it?
I think it's refreshing, actually. Really gets my blood pumping.
You better not have eaten another weird mushroom.
You seem a little jumpy, Kunikida.
Is he afraid of ghosts or something?
I am not afraid of ghosts.
Don't fall behind, then.
Haven't you ever seen a horror movie? The person who goes first is always the first to die.
That is not the case. That is not, well, no. All right. Random thing. If we had to choose between the person in the front, the person in the middle, or the person in the back to be taken, I would always more put my money on the person in the back. For obvious reasons, right? It's easier to just go and then just take it. I was going to say suck him away, but that's, no, we don't. We got to use different terminology for this kind of shit. But just, I feel like it's just cleaner and scarier if just the person in the back was missing and they were just quiet the whole time, right? If the person in front gets taken, everybody gets alarmed and everybody can fucking book it.
Look at these footprints. They're still fresh.
Somebody help me!
You hear that?
This person?
Down there.
What is this?
What the fuck? Okay. Spitballing here. That look that she gave us, with him talking about this marriage stuff and knowing when his marriage thing is going to happen, is about to start happening, right? Or at least it's going to be touched upon with this situation. Because, like, there's no way that, like, you just randomly bring up, like, marriage like that and then just, like, have this beautiful glance between you and this drowning woman. It's like, oh my god, that's the love of my life. She's dying.
Well, that would make her victim number 12, wouldn't it?
Did you happen to see who it was who abducted you?
I didn't. I blacked out back at the train station. When I came to, I was drowning in that tank just as all of you came in.
Train station.
Dazai, what's your take on the situation?
I'd say she's sexy as hell.
Okay. You son of a bitch. This is extremely inappropriate and not the right time whatsoever. That was not at all what I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to be productive about this. Oh, all right. I was going to ask him, like, why wouldn't we just bring Dompo with us everywhere? You know, like, if he was here, he'd be like, oh, I know exactly where she was taken. I know the person that took her, and I know exactly how they're taking, like, people. So the where, when, why, all that, and who. So, like, why wouldn't we just not always bring him all over the place? He could be working on a different case, but still, like, just give him, like, a fast pass Uber and just fucking have him just go to a spot, do 30 seconds, and go to a different spot, do 30 seconds, and then just have everybody else do the legwork. Oh, fuck.
Just hang on! Please.
Get back, Atsushi, gas! We've got to get out of here!
Hey, do you hear me? Look at me! We gotta go!
Can you just shoot the glass? You shot the glass for her to help. Can you just shoot it and they can get out? Do we not want to save these men?
Let go, damn it! These people, we can't just allow them to die like this! You hear me? Let me go!
Okay.
Victims of Yokohama's recent serial abductions were located, but all died when a private detective agency conducted a raid. They all died.
Shit.
This must have been the enemy's objective.
You think that they set all of this up?
Okay. It'd be cool if, I mean, a lot of these episodes were about, like, chasing down serial killers and solving murder cases. I do like that shit a lot. But the question is, why were they drowning? Well, why were they all in their underwear? Except for the one dude that was allowed to have a t-shirt. Why was she getting drowned and the men were getting gassed? That would be my first, like, why does this make sense? Why is this a thing? Does this match the other kidnappings or deaths as well, where women always drowned and men always gassed? Is this a particular situation? Is this a particular person? Is it her? And was she pretending to be a victim? Because she knew that she would be able to survive the water in case they did not find her, because there was a protocol in place or some shit like that. And she didn't want to get put in the gas thing because obviously it's easier to control that environment. Potentially.
In order to frame the agency?
Despite what Dazai said, maybe it wasn't my time to shine.
Mr. Kunikida.
Maybe I feel a little bad now. Man, it really stuck with him, didn't it?
Where's Ms. Sasaki?
She should be in the infirmary.
Is he with her?
Oh, really?
I don't want him to be.
Great. I'm glad to hear it.
Oh, it's working.
Thank you so much for saving.
I don't know. Well, if I was put in her situation and I got saved by 3 girls that broke the glass and I was in my boxers and I had a little coat over, a cute little coat, and one of them did say I was sexy as hell, like, okay, random as fuck, inappropriate, sure, but whatever. But like, I don't know, I feel like if I'm reversing the roles, I'm like, it feels more aggressive.
What his ideal woman is?
I do want to know.
Did you swipe that, you bastard?
You wrote it all down?
Oh yes, Kunikida's notebook has a comprehensive list of obligations, plans, and ideals recorded in it.
It's always interesting, isn't it? To hear like everybody's like celebrity crush or like the people that they're into. Usually for me, it's not necessarily about like what someone looks like, but more about how their personality is. And the looks can always differ depending on like, of course, like attraction does like mean a bit for like your partner. But for me, I'm just like, it really depends on like how they treat other people and how like emotionally intelligent one person can be, you know?
Right here, for example.
Whoa! You're kidding. That's a lot of...
Do you have a problem with it?
Not at all. I can understand your vision of an ideal woman, but maybe...
Tell me.
You shouldn't share that with any actual women.
That's not important right now. We should...
What does that mean? What does all right, so what would it possibly mean if he said he didn't want women to see that? It would have to be slightly, at least minimum, slightly aggressive or like insulting in a way by like a very specific body type, size, shape thing, you know, or even like the type of person they would be. It has to be a little offensive, right? For them to have that kind of reaction.
talk about the abductions. Have you picked up on anything?
Indeed. I have deduced, without a doubt, you look very manly in this newspaper photo.
You want to see how manly I look when I punch your lights out?
See, my toxic trait is that would definitely distract me. If I am upset, or if I am in the middle of a thought process, a conversation, and someone like will say something complimentary to me like that, all thoughts out the window. That's it. I'm very easy to distract. Squirrel.
Abducted them after they fell unconscious. You wore a gas mask to escape the effects.
Why would he go through all that trouble?
I can think of one reason.
Huh?
Merchandise.
What do you mean?
He'd sell the bodies for their parts.
Shit.
There's quite a large black market for organs if you know where to look.
Technically fair, but also wouldn't the gas prevent them from being like high quality? Drowning, I think, would be one thing, potentially. Yeah, because like once they're dead, you can just cut them up anyway, but also like I feel like there's other effective ways besides gassing people. Let's see.
The cut may not be ideal because of the various economic factors involved. But if you're flying solo, the pay's not bad.
That's horrible.
Hang on, that's impossible. If I'd kidnapped people in this taxi, I would have been found out when the police traced their last known whereabouts.
See, that's how also like how you would know that like you're guilty. Like you're making excuses for, well, I mean, I guess your job would be to make excuses so you don't go to fucking jail. But like my defense would be like, how does that make sense? Instead of like, no, I'm like, you could check my thing. I'm like, I only saw 2 of them, and one of them, like, I dropped them off, and they were fine, or something like that, you know what I mean? But, like, they're like, how could it possibly be me? Because, bitch, it you.
Disguise yourself as them, and followed up by checking into hotels where they had previously made reservations.
Oh, interesting.
You made sure you would show up on security cameras for that reason. The victims being the same size as you was no accident either. You chose people who wore hats and glasses because they were easier to impersonate.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good idea, technically. but he still got fucking caught anyway. You are like way too close to this. As a taxi driver dropping all these people off, you would only be able to get away with this for so long. Like you got a lot of people still, but like there's no fucking way. They'd be like, hey, everybody that got kidnapped like was in this. But that's also like why like they lived afterwards because he was pretending to be them, but they all took that taxi. They're like, there's no way that would have kept going that much longer.
Sadly, no. I was always instructed to meet them in the Harbor Central building.
That must be it.
One question. Why do you need our protection?
Well, it appears that...
Well, I mean, you guys, I feel like I would be much more safer with you guys than fucking anybody else at this point, So, but this is also like a really weird situation because like who has the fucking confidence to ask a cab driver to be like, hey, you want to earn some extra cash? And like, yeah, where else do you want to go? It's like, no, I want you to kidnap bodies and pretend to be them for a few days after, then take their bodies and kill them and then give me all their stuff. Yeah, we'll kill you if you don't do it. But like, is this just like a chance, or was it like something specifically that he provided? Oh, it's this bitch again. Sick backflip, by the way. Also, like, is he using his love life book to like write all these notes in? Because you're gonna have to get rid of that shit at some point. I'm just telling it as it is. Unless, well, you could rip a piece out and be like, more paper, and then it's like using a wish to make more wishes, except you get more paper and you put the paper back in the book, so you could just have like unlimited resources. I think I solved it.
Stun gun! Now play dead, you dog.
That should absolutely have killed him. Also, that's not a stun gun. That's just a taser, right? Because I thought it was a gun for a second. I'm like, oh wait, that's not what that is. Yeah, covering him in fucking water and then shocking him, you might as well cover him in gasoline and set him on fucking fire. There is no way in hell he should survive this at all.
So, what's the job?
It's to go disarm a bomb.
A bomb?
A bomb?
If we fail to disarm it, by sunset tomorrow, hundreds will die.
So what exactly...
No, we cannot stop. The 2 notes played, it's game over for me. Alright, go ahead. Okay. So the next episode is gonna be kind of fucking nuts. But it's also interesting that like we keep bringing Asashi along, and like we still haven't really got a good foundation of how to actually use his abilities correctly. Which is kind of interesting because it's almost like it almost starts like the same way Steven Universe started. Like, well, in a way, we have an ability technically, even though we watched the first episode in like episode 5 or 6 or whatever the fuck it is. But you get an ability and then you don't use it for like a bunch of episodes after, and you have a bunch of other shit that you ran into, So we get introduced to it, don't touch it for about a bit, and then maybe it'll come into play like much farther down the road. Next episode.
Not only that, they've launched a smear campaign against our agency.
Sounds like we're caught between a rock and a hard place.
A smear campaign? Do you think you can trust this detective group? They can't even detect themselves. They have an animal working for them. They have a brother and sister that are in love. Do you really want them working for your children? For your children? I don't fucking know what a smear campaign would look like. They do have a bunch of weird goofballs in there, but like I'd be like imagine you're watching TV and you saw a smear campaign against like a lawn care company, or like a mom and pop's pizza shop. Be like, you think their pizza's good? Well, you're dumb, It'd be like, what the fuck's your problem, bro?
The office staff has been scouring the city for it, but there are too many possibilities.
Hey, I bet Rompo could help. Have we had any luck getting in touch with him?
It seems he's still busy with the case in Kyushu. I've asked him to contact us as soon as possible.
Okay, so that answers my question. He's busy with but the thing is, like, he like advertises that he could solve a case in like 30 seconds or some shit like that, So like, or it was like 60 seconds and he can do it in 30 or some shit like that. So like, realistically, I think we should just have him in the office at all times and just have people like taking videos of the scene and just be like, look at this shit.
You have any
idea what time it is, Four Eyes?
You're the only one who's still sleeping at 11:30. Can you?
It's funny because this is like all of my friends. I'm the only one that wakes up like 8:30 to go to the gym to come back and, you know, take care of like editing or like errands or anything like that and be done with all my like adult work by 11:30, and then I start my recording and then I do my other stuff. I like a very, it doesn't need to be like an exact schedule, but I like waking up early, getting my shit done, recording, taking a nap, and then editing and chilling the rest of the day is my kind of vibe.
Are you sure you have time for this? The agency seems so busy dealing with the new bomb threat. Especially Kunikida. He seems so anxious.
You've got that right. Kunikida is an insane workhorse.
Yeah. Okay. I think you guys were telling me in the comments too that we're not gonna have to deal with his like suicidal stuff as often, ideally, and that it's like all the stuff that like the only things I don't like about the show are the stuff that should not be sticking around too often. Like it's that weird relationship stuff. Like even the nurse part wasn't even that bad for me. Like it's different, but I'm like at least it's like I don't want to say like appropriate, but at least it's just like more of what I expect from anime than what the other thing was. It was just more extreme. And then this is also kind of extreme, but also supposedly those two things are like, besides that, I enjoy the show, which thankfully that should be the case for like what we should be expecting for the rest of it.
Are you jealous of my fancy date?
No, I am not.
Yes, he is. Ever since we rescued Sasaki, I've been hosting her at my place. She still needs help to ensure her safety and healthy mental state. That's our job too.
He's like kind of rubbing in it at this point. He's like, yeah, she's been staying at my place and she's been needing a lot of assistance recently. Do you want to know the details? You piece of shit. Yeah, I want to know the details.
Nice try, but I know she's single. She broke up with her boyfriend. That's right, Kunikida. Now's your chance.
Listen, Dazai. I'm here for one reason. To fill you in on what's going on because you skipped the emergency meeting this morning.
It's so funny because like I can't tell if Dazai would be like wingmanning him right now because it's like she stayed in my place. I know she's single. Come on, go for it, dude. But like he's also like kind of flirting with her too. But like I can't tell if that would be his angle or if he would like, you know, be trying to help him. But like it is cheeky because it's like stop rubbing it in my goddamn face, man.
What did I say?
Do you really think we're dumb enough to just let you keep a beautiful lady in your room and use her personal safety as an excuse?
Would you calm down? Nothing like what you're imagining is happening. When I first let her stay, I slept in a different room and didn't try anything. You can ask her. I was a true gentleman.
It's just such a weird conversation to have in front of somebody. Like she seems completely unbothered, which is shocking to me because I'll be like, this is extremely inappropriate. He's been fine, but like these accusations are still a little invasive.
I knew you would have torrid fantasies about what you thought we were doing. And that's funny to me, so I didn't correct you.
Can someone...
All right, Dazai, I will say, Dazai is a little bit of a brat. Dazai is a brat. Oh, that's so funny. He's doing this on fucking purpose.
Hey, would you like to see what he imagines his ideal woman should be like? It's a fun read.
Do we get to know?
Again, you bastard! When did you get that?
The fact that she's reading it is potential show of interest, you know. But also, I feel like anyone in her shoes would be like, I want to know regardless, you know. Because like, people are just nosy, you know. I would like to know what everybody's type is. I don't know.
Wow, Kunikida.
Yes?
This is me.
Too much information.
I think I was onto something. I think it was like every piece that can be noted is noted, and that's what I'll leave it at.
Any one of these could produce casualties in the hundreds. We need to know where that bomb is.
The fishing tackle store.
Huh?
The bomb is in the fishing tackle store in Nagishi.
This is all I asked for, and he delivered. Maybe he is very good. Maybe there's a reason he is so cocky. He's like, you guys would be nowhere without me. Of course you need my help, you know? Gee, maybe I will like him more and more. I don't know. I guess we're not against it.
One of Japan's major port towns. Next to the shipping docks on the waterfront, there are many large facilities that store oil and gas. If an explosion were to occur close enough to ignite the storage tanks, the entire port would be engulfed in flames.
Actually wild. Honestly wild. And good plan for a bomb. Because, like, no one would really ever suspect, like, a tackle store. Because, like, who the fuck is going to blow up a fish store? But the fact that it's so close to, like, something that's severe, like, the defenses will be significantly down because it's a tackle store, right? And, like, the explosion radius would be plenty to clear the things that he actually want to explode.
Perfect place to leave the explosive.
Bingo.
They did it. Now, what if we just, like, put it in neutral and just pushed it into the ocean? You know, do you think that would be enough to, like, make it so, like, we didn't have to disarm it? Because what, like, I don't know if this is, like, a media trope or not, but, like, the idea of, like, cutting the wrong wire for it to explode, like, what if you cut all the wires? Would that work? Or, like, I never actually know the myths behind bomb defusals. But I think the safest bet would be, like, I'm like, if I don't fucking know what I'm doing, I'm putting this car in neutral and we're pushing it back. And if it goes underwater, it will do some damage, but it should not be anywhere near as destructive as it should be. Right?
Set a thief to catch a thief.
All right.
That's quite a development.
Okay.
I understand.
Sure.
No, that's helpful.
I'll tell the others.
I understand, President.
I gotta...
Did you have to stop for that call? Like, I feel like it's responsible, but, like, the way you did it was extremely irresponsible. I'm not gonna answer I can't drive and talk on the phone or drive and text, and you fucking just pull a Kimbo slide and just fucking block all lanes of traffic while, like, let me just send this cute little text real quick, and then back to your fucking day.
Jopo Poet! Flashbang!
So go to.
Well, at least now we know we're in the right place. You two head upstairs. Find the transmitter and send the stop signal to the...
Do you think, like, there's a more efficient way to use Dompo Poet? Or Dompo, whatever the fuck it is. Like, instead of summoning one, like, he summons item. And again, I want to know the limitations of what exactly, like, can it summon belt of flashbangs and get, like, 5 of them? You'll get more out of your piece of paper. What's the biggest thing you can write down that could work?
Really good number.
Oh no.
You sniffed this place out quicker than I thought. The Armed Detective Agency.
Is this, like, Owen Wilson as a fucking villain in Bungo Stray Dogs?
It's impressive.
Wow. What a number. That's the best I got, okay?
You have to insert a release key here to access the controls.
Fair.
And I have no idea where to get it.
What are we gonna do?
So would this be the case where it could be like, Dompo Poet, release key, and then, like, make a release key for this, maybe? Something like that? So we need to swap. We need you to go out that window to stop him from doing any more magic shit. We need our boy to turn to a tiger to take out this guy, and then we could throw the key from down there to up here and then turn it off. That's my plan. That it's gonna work.
Dazai! Here!
Yep, trade. Yeah. That works too.
So, you want me to give you a number as well?
I'd be so fucking cocky. I would be so cocky if I had, like, a disable ability. You know, because I'd be like, you want to know your number as well? I'm like, oh my god, please tell me. I'd be so sassy with it. Oh, I'm like, what the fuck could you possibly think you could do to me?
Also, you should tell your partner to take my career advice.
He is strong. He could flip him. He just loves doing it at this point, which, yeah, I guess I would too if I could flip a man that's, what, 300 pounds of pure muscle fucking across the room with no problem whatsoever.
That guy was huge, but Kunikida had no fear. Dazai's okay. Their partnership works so well.
Yeah, we have, like, it's almost like, I'm not gonna say brains and brawn, because, like, Kunikida's, like, got more, like, brains, I think, you know, than Dazai, but, like, Dazai, like, they cover each other's weaknesses in a way, right? Because, like, even though the poet ability is very useful, it's not going to be great in that circumstance. But if there is someone with a really strong power, Dazai is just like, now you don't. You know? And then with no ability, Kamakura can, like, beat the living shit out of anybody. It's good. It's a good mix. Beautiful. I knew it.
There's a catch. The object must be small, no bigger than this notebook here.
Okay.
So your notebook is really a tool. And that's the reason you have it with you all the time, isn't it?
Well, that, and it's also kind of like his diary. Okay, so it has to be a small enough tool so we can't necessarily make a belt, which, sure, that makes sense. Knowing the key's function, like, being able to make almost any key, like, is pretty good. You know, like, I'm sure there's, like, he said the limitation, of course, but, like, I'm assuming not all, like, of those deactivation keys are the same as well, but we'll give it to him.
It's a survey and analysis of Yokohama we found on a computer in their hideout. Surprisingly, it concludes that in order to take control of the city, they must first eradicate the armed detective agency.
Why us?
What do you mean, why you guys? Why us? You guys are a fucking force. What do you mean? You took out a bunch of guys with, like, miniguns with just, like, your bare, like, little force. You threw them out the window. Why do they need to take care of us? The people that's protecting everybody in the entire city from any kind of bad things whatsoever. Is it the hacker? That sounds...
No, it can't be you. You're the one, Rokuzo?
What the heck are you talking about? The person who actually is.
Then it's really not you?
Oh.
Tell me the truth!
Look out!
Let's see her. No. Oh, God.
I just wanted to fulfill his vision, make his ideals come true.
You were deeply in love with the Azure King.
I'm surprised you didn't kill Dazai while you were in his apartment. It would have been the perfect time to take them. Like, taking out Dazai would be massive. Because his ability is crazy beneficial. And then they wouldn't have been able to disarm the bomb. You would have achieved your goal if you would have just taken out Dazai.
Be a crime, an excessive use of force, and Kunikida would be a witness.
True, but I'm not going to shoot you. However...
He is. Because he's a criminal. Because he's a hacker criminal. He's gonna fucking shoot you. Oh, 3 shots.
I'm here because the Azure King killed my dad.
Oh, no, please. Oh, be nice to me. Okay. This was a fun episode. I don't know how much I did and did not get. Because, like, based off the other episode and all the other shit that's happened, I'm like, I did speculate some things correctly, but there's also certain things that, like, I guess it's entirely the way I just watch shows in general. Hey, if you're enjoying this reaction, thank you so much for being here. Also, the whole thing's over on the Patreon, by the way, and also probably next week's episode. The way I speculate, like, I either get really good, like, guesses, or my guesses are the farthest thing possible from the truth. But, like, sometimes when things make sense, I can follow it a little bit easier. Or, like, if, like, I don't know. It really, I don't know. For me, I feel like I do really well to the point where people say, hey, pre-watch. Or I do so bad to the point where, like, you're an idiot. And I think I like being in between both of those. 2 great episodes. I mean, I'm still enjoying the show. And I haven't seen the twins since, which is fantastic. The twins, whatever we want to call them. But this is, like... I like these. I like the detective portions of it. I like trying to be given a puzzle in front of us and be like, all right, how would this work? What are some options here? Why is this the case? And, like, trying to break it down with them in real time. What things do I get? What things do I not get? What things do I catch? What things do I not catch? It's just, it's just a fun little game. And you guys would be like you already have seen the puzzle, and you'd be like, you could either look through my eyes with me and be like, oh, I didn't notice that, or like, oh, that's actually a really good point, or you'd be like, no. But thank you so much for joining me again. If you guys enjoyed the reactions, please feel free to comment, like the video, tell your friends, tell the community, because I really enjoy this and I want to keep watching this and stuff like that, but I want to make sure everybody's like enjoying the show as well and the reactions. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. Subscribe to Madables for more reaction content. See ya.